We are back in the shop again. We are working on the Brutus again today. As you can tell, we've got it up off the ground. I pulled all the tires off it. I was doing just some maintenance. Went ahead and serviced the transmission. Had hardly any fluid in it. Went and serviced the front diff. Had hardly any fluid in it. You know how it is. So now my plan is to go ahead and service it, like I said. I need to still service the engine oil. I have a hydraulic filter and I have a fuel filter. I'm gonna do that. I already put an air filter in it. But as I was doing that, I noticed that all 3 out of the 4 calipers were dragging. And I'm like, well, that could definitely slow this thing down a bit. So I went ahead and picked up some calipers. These are the rear ones. They're pretty much roasted. Yeah, they're all seized together. I went ahead and instead of spending $800, which Polaris wants for theirs, I went ahead and picked me up some cheap aftermarket ones. They seem to be pretty adequate for the job. They come with pads and everything, so like 80 bucks. Shipped to my door, guys. Look at that. That looks like that will work perfectly, especially on a machine that does not go over 25 miles an hour. What? Oh, good. Yes, your seat off. I see. I'll help you with that in 1 second. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put some rear brakes and get the front brake calipers replaced, and then we'll catch. I got that side done and the camera wasn't shooting, so we'll go ahead and do this side now real quick and get it done. I had to tap and clean the threads off the old rusty bolts though. Used my whole first gallon of hydraulic fluid. Go back. Instead of our other Ranger, it has a pedal that goes backwards and a pedal that goes forward. So to go forward, you hit the other pedal up there. Yeah, that's how you go forwards. That's your brake pedal.
Is this how you stop?
That's how you stop.
And this how you go backwards?
And that's how you go backwards, yep.
And frontwards?
Yep.
What's this for?
That runs the front thing.
What's this for?
That's how you turn on the PTO that's underneath the front. That runs the mower deck and broom and stuff.
What's this for?
That's your hand throttle to rev it up, so when you're running the PTO, it spins at a certain speed.
This is turtle speed?
Yeah, when it's slow all the way back, and then you rev it up, it's all the way forward.
Like a bunny?
Yep.
Dad.
What?
I want you to turn it on again.
Guys, I got all that stuff you see me replace the brake calipers. I changed the filter on the hydraulics and the fuel filter. I went ahead and brought it over here and cut it open. It was a Bobcat filter, which if you guys don't know, this and the Bobcat, I can't remember, I don't think they were called a tool cat, but I can't remember that, like the 3400, 3600, something like that, had this same setup on it. So they're essentially the same unit. And you can get filters and stuff. I put Wix stuff on it. Is mainly the fuel filter is a Donaldson fuel filter because it was cheapest. Basically went through and found the cheaper filters. The hydraulic filters are going to be expensive regardless normally because there's more to them than just your regular filter. But it looks good. I'm not seeing any. There's a little bit of metallic in it. but I haven't really separated any pleats or anything. It looks good enough. I'll watch the bottom oil when I pull it out to see. I got one of these oil cutters off Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description. This thing's awesome. If you want to cut oil filters open, this is the thing to do it. I just put it in the vise. This one was replaced 11 of 21. But yeah, I put this in the vise, just tighten it down, spin it. Unfortunately, I had to pull my bench out a little bit and turn my vise because I couldn't swing it because it's too close to this. Because this was actually, this vise, or this table, was designed to be on that side of the toolbox. And just the way I set everything up, that won't work very well. You know, handy, right? Even though I probably could have brought it over here and had a bench over there, and it might have worked a little better. But I don't know. We'll have to, we might play around with that, changing that up a little bit later. But yeah, cut the fuel filter open too, and it's kind of dirty, but there's no moisture or big chunks, anything. So it obviously was doing its job, so I'll dump it out, throw them in the iron dumpster, dump that out, throw it in the iron dumpster too. I could actually take the filament to the insides too. I could cut the outer casting off and take this and have it and stick it in our oil can crusher at work, but most of the oil is going to be out of them because I've torn them apart, so that should be all right. So I got some 1540 Kubota oil. The book recommends 5 degrees and below, I believe, for 1540. If you look here, ambient temperature range for the 540 is negative 25 to 104. The summer for the 1540 is the plus 5 to 104. And then the 1030 for winter is negative 25 to 80. So I'm going to run the 1540. In my shop, it hardly ever gets below, what is it? I've never had it drop below 34 degrees in the shop in here, which is where this is going to set. So the engine oil should never be below 30 some degrees. So we should never be at that 5 degree threshold, and it'll be summer or springtime here for too long, so that won't be a problem anyways. So setting in here, obviously I'll start it up and let the machine warm up to operating temperature, or at least get some heat into it before I take it off and just start beating on the poor thing. But yeah, that's my plan. While I was down here, I also fixed the block that was broke off. I put a hose clamp on it because I wasn't going to waste my time drilling them screws out when I might eventually replace this back beam. I haven't decided yet. And then apparently there's updated ones of these you can put on to run the newer shock. So we'll look into that maybe someday down the future. I'm still missing the gusset plate, the bushings. I have the shock bushings. I have a set of front axle shafts for it. I'm going to wait to do all that stuff at one time. I just wanted to get the brakes on it first and get that done and get it serviced. But that's my plan. I'm probably going to end up, so down here, let me grab my light. Down here on this frame rail, I don't know if you can see it there, that's custom. There's no nut on that bolt for the A-arm, and that's a piece of, like what, 1/4 inch, 3/16, something like that steel. And that's because the A-arm tab is broke off of the frame. And I'm pretty sure the back piece, I'm pretty sure they ripped the entire A-arm tab off this thing. So my goal is to put the frame brace in there and modify stuff to make everything function. And I'll try to use the frame base and weld on it some stuff. I'm probably gonna have to come in here with my plasma cutter and cut it off from this frame, because I need to pull this off to fix some stuff. And if I ever need to do a prop shaft or anything like that, I need to be able to pull this front Pro-Attach off, or whatever they call this thing. Is it a Pro-Attach? Yeah, Pro-Tech attachment system. I need to be able to pull that off, or at least set it down out of the way to do certain things. So my plan is to pull that out, and there's a weld cracked down here. You kind of see it. I want to weld that up a little bit too, and weld up some stuff, because I mean, this machine was not meant to do what they intended it to do. They weren't built heavy enough to be used. It also didn't help. I don't think the people that were using it really cared about it, and because it was just a job to them, and some of them might be like lower on the brain cell count, so you know, that never helps. But yeah, we're gonna get this engine serviced, and then I'm gonna get the tires back on it. Had my kid help me bleed my brakes. That went pretty good. They feel a lot better. They feel a lot better. I just noticed that the brake pedal is bent, and it was bent before he was bending, or before he was stomping on the brakes, obviously. But yeah, I will probably try to bend that back someday straight, but we'll see. I did add some mirrors on it the other day. These are just some cheap Amazon mirrors. I'll throw them in the description too if you want to pick yourself up a set of these. These are actually made for newer XP1000s. I like them because they're a pretty nice mirror though, so that's why I got them and put them on this. I wanted to have mirrors to see backwards, obviously. I wanted to have side mirrors. I don't have a rear view mirror yet. I think I'm going to go ahead and do what I did on Mean Green. I think I'm going to add another GM one and put the ambient temperature outside sensor in it, and then put the compass, obviously. So that'll be kind of handy, be kind of cool, have that, at least be able to see behind me. I'm going to go ahead and rip this camera stuff off too once I get back on the ground, because I don't need none of their camera. I don't have half their camera stuff, and I don't really understand how half of it works. And one of these days, we're going to go break down into this and check a lot of this stuff out and rewire the fan. I'm going to have the fan where the computer can still kick it on, but also I'll have an override switch that'll kick it on as well. That's what we'll have on there for. And then we'll have a couple of breakers and relays for the accessory and stuff. And just got to figure out a few electrical gremlins, because as of right now, it has a switch for the hydraulics to kick the hydraulics on where you can use all the accessories. So let's figure out what is causing that problem and fix that. So anyways, guys, we'll catch you guys in 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and start draining oil, change oil on this real quick, and we'll catch you guys back on. All right, guys, got the oil change, got it all back in there. I was working on the PTO, change the PTO oil, but I cannot get that 90-degree fitting out down here. It's just rusted in there really good. I went ahead and hit it with some rust penetrant. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hit it once in a while and just keep doing it over and over, just to hopefully get it to where it will free up and I can get it out, change it. It takes 6 ounces of this Polaris full synthetic PTO gearbox oil. This stuff's discontinued. You cannot get it, so you can still get a lot of it on eBay though. So I picked up 3 bottles. That's good for 1,200 hours. So you're supposed to change this tank every 400 hours, along with the hydraulic fluid and stuff like that. So that should be good for that if I do it on the exact schedule. I doubt this has ever been changed on this poor unit, but I can't get that out to change it, so that's kind of crappy. But the vent tube was pretty nasty and just real old and rotted. I had some nice fuel injection hose here. Went and got a breather off of a transfer case, a spare transfer case breather I had laying around off of parts one there. So I went ahead and put that on there just to keep some bigger bugs out of it. I'm going to go ahead and put that on and probably put a nice little clamp on it. But yeah, I'm going to go do that and then get it out off the dirt. It'll probably just be up in the back there. That's what I'm planning on doing. So now I've got everything pretty much serviced on this thing that could be serviced. It's got 4 new brakes, calipers all the way around. The rotors really aren't in that bad of shape. I think they've been replaced with the pads not too long ago. But the only problem is the calipers were stuck just dragging and grinding the pads off. So that's probably what ruined the rotors and pads in the first place. And I'm impressed they got them to go back together. There they are. They'll probably end up in the scrap iron pile. But I'm gonna go ahead, probably put the tires back on, get it on the ground here. We might pull some electrical stuff out of it, and then it'll at least be usable for a while I wait for the rest of the parts to get here, and a little bit more time to be able to pull it apart and weld all the stuff up that I want to fix and make perfect. Well, not perfect, but better than it is. But yeah, so it's been fully serviced. I'm sure it hasn't had this much love in a long time, so we'll have to see. I'm gonna go ahead, put that tube on, and yeah, then we'll go ahead and put these tires back on. There it is, back together again. I went ahead and added the front grill piece just for the time being, just because I wanted to see it on there. But yeah, this is it. She needs a little bit of a bath now, but everything's changed except the PTO gearbox, so we'll keep spraying that fitting down. And yeah, she should be pretty ready to use around here. If I need to just push some snow, I'll get the snow blade out and put on it. So yeah, that'll be pretty handy for that anyways. Then we will eventually, when I get some time and some space and get the front end and stuff fixed up, we'll pull this bed off and work on modifying the crane to fit in this. Being this is longer than a standard Ranger, I forgot to neglect to notice that. I have some space up here to possibly put a toolbox of some sort, so that'll be kind of nice to be able to have a place to store nice additional hardware and oils and tools and whatnot. So yeah, also lubricated down the old receiver there. I'm gonna try to get that knocked out of there. She's pretty solid, pretty solid. Yeah, this bed's pretty much junk with all the rust that's in the frame and everything. But yeah, so that's it. She's back down on the ground and improved and fully serviced. Let me tell you, it needed it. The transmission's supposed to have about 1.5 quarts, 2 quarts in it. It had maybe 2 pints. Or not, probably not even a pint. Barely enough to put a layer on the bottom of the pan. Front diff holds 7 to 10 ounces, and it probably had 3 to 5. So it wasn't totally low, but it was low. But the transmission serviced, the front diff serviced, engine oil serviced, the hydraulic filter, and I pretty much replaced a lot of the oil when I pulled the pump off to fix the coupler. So it's got new fluids, new fuel filter, new air filter. What? Nice. And new, well, not new, but cleaned air filter, cabin air filter. And yeah, it's got mirrors now too. Back to rear view mirrors. I said that earlier, but they work pretty good. This one needs to be adjusted up a lot. I need to tighten it a little bit. There we go, that's not too bad. That one over there is not too bad, so at least I can kind of see behind me when I'm doing stuff, so that's kind of handy. Definitely want a rear view mirror up here so I can see behind me. But yeah, it's pretty much ready to use at this point. Obviously, we've got more stuff to do to it, but we'll be getting through that here shortly. But I'm ready to use it if I need to use it, so we'll go ahead and use it. So catch you guys in the next one. Remember to hit that bell notification button if you like this content, you're subscribed and you kind of miss my videos because YouTube's good at that. Like if you liked it, leave a comment down there below if you got something to say. And yeah, catch you guys in the next video.